that's when my drinking started. That's when I was like, how am I gonna prove to my dad now that I'm not an alcoholic?
Totally.
And like the very few, like I don't even drink and drive, you know?
Sure.
And so that's when I started drinking.
Welcome back to the Hopeaholics podcast. I'm your girl, Natalie Eva Marie.
And I'm Chad Carlson, and you're listening to the #1 addiction and mental health podcast.
And you guys, if you or a loved one is struggling, make sure you head to askevamarie.com or chaddick.com and chat with one of our AI companions 24/7.
Or text the number right here on the screen.
Together, we are breaking the stigma around addiction and mental health.
And fighting the fentanyl epidemic.
Now, let's get into the episode.
Rafael, is that how you say your name?
Ralph, you can call me Ralph.
Ralph?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Ralph.
Yeah.
Okay. Ralph and Nodia, welcome to the Hopeaholics podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like that, we're live.
We are live.
Emily didn't tell me, and I was about
Well,
to
that's
do the whole
because she-
spiel about these mics being the ones that Michael Jackson recorded. Thriller.
Wow.
How's that? Yeah.
You can edit that out.
Well, thanks for coming, guys. And I mean, I have to really say thank you so much for lunch.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Rafa's Market.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
If we're a little
Slow.
slow, it's
Sleepy.
because we are our tummy.
I feel great. I'm honestly, I feel great.
I do too.
Really good food, guys.
Really good.
So we got
have lots to dive into.
we got a father daughter duo today, right?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Both and so now you have other siblings.
I do.
Sister younger,
Mm-hmm.
brother younger,
Yeah.
or does it go brother sister
Brother and then sister.
and brother and sister?
Yeah.
Now, does anybody else in your family have the disease?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
One more?
Grandpa, my dad.
Yeah.
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 No,
When-
I mean not nice, but like, but I mean, sometimes I just say nice, like
no, Chad.
no, it's
not
really
nice.
It's really not nice.
No.
But it's
is.
I think it is genetic. Like for me and myself, I 100 fully believe that it is genetics, or like it runs through the genes, it runs through my family's genes. But then you have somebody like Chad who can counter that because his family, he's the only one. He's the solo guy in his family that has
only in the immediate family though. If you go to like, I have a great aunt that killed herself from alcoholism. I have cousins.
so it like skips around in
Yeah,
your
it skips
family.
around. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But usually there's always like, yeah, hi Catherine.
Come on in. We're just getting
Hi
started. and
Catherine.
we are so excited.
This is Catherine. You guys already know Dr. Kitty Cat.
Yep.
But she is the bomb because we were just talking about how we all had some
Thank
lunch, and if we were a little bit slower than normal.
Well, we ain't
because
gonna
our
be
tummy-
slow in just a minute. Duck. Emily's pretty good with the camera. Oh, there she
you
is.
missed
Sorry, guys. We might edit
Oh,
this
Catherine,
part
your
out.
arm looks good on camera.
Ooh, show us your guns.
Oh,
Show us your guns.
oh, a tricep is popping.
Let's see it. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look at those cups.
I know, aren't
I've
they
actually
awesome?
never seen them.
That's what I was saying. When I said bougie, it's like the cup.
Yeah.
I feel like this cup is bougie.
Wow.
True Love coffee.
We would love a
We
sponsorship.
would love a sponsorship from
Yeah,
you.
really great. Thank you so much.
There's San Juan Capistrano local.
Yes,
you know where
supporting our-
Ricardo's is right
Yes.
down the street. They're right next door. Just kind of a little, I don't know. I guess when
Like a mom and pop.
Mom and pop.
Yeah, supporting local businesses.
Yeah, I love local businesses and mom and pops and that type of stuff.
I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah.
Looks good.
So diving in, I think we'll go a little bit with your dad 1st, and then dive into you two, and then dive into you guys together. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds wonderful.
Okay. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Raised in Los Angeles. Yeah. And then moved to Anaheim for a couple of years, I think.
Okay. Where do you fall in? Do you have siblings? Are you the only child?
No, I have let me see. There's 5 of us.
Okay.
I'm like the middle child. I have 2 older sisters and an older brother and a younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm 52 and we're all from, 48 to 55.
Yeah. And then when did you, like, growing up, notice or your disease started to outshine itself, I guess you can say?
I am a late bloomer,
Okay.
actually, because my dad does have the disease. And, growing up, I always told myself I'm not going to be like my dad. I am not going to be like my dad. And that's was a big thing. I didn't want to drink. And I just didn't want to be with him, like him. So I moved to Arizona, out of all places, followed my younger brother out there. And in Arizona, like the first few days we were there, we went to swap meets.
Oh, yeah.
They had
Yep.
the music, Spanish music, and my brother's like, let's go. And, we were walking around the swap meets, and he was excited looking at all the girls. And when next day in the morning, he wakes up and he said, "Did you see all this girl or that girl?" And I was like, what I saw is nobody's selling fruit here.
Oh, wow.
And I
Yeah.
was like, I think I can make some money here.
Smart.
Yeah. and-
Entrepreneur right off the
right.
bat.
And I was like, I think I'm going to try that. So I moved out there right away, like within a couple of weeks. And, I started a fruit stand at that swap meet.
How old were you?
22.
22.
22.
Young guy.
Yeah, 22. And I think like a year after, I remember, and I remember this like it was yesterday. Arizona, it's hot.
Yes.
Was done working. Was home by, I think, 10. And I was just thinking, what am I going to do? I mean, I can do whatever I want. My dad's not there. I think I was upset at my dad because my dad came to my mind a lot. He was very strict. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to drink and I'm going to stay up late. And I remember drinking a beer and I hated it.
It's disgusting.
I hated it.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. But I was like, I got to get a few beers down so I can stay up all night. My goal was not to get drunk. My goal was to stay up because my dad wasn't there
Sure.
to tell me to go to bed.
Totally get that.
And that's how it happened for me. That's how it happened for me. Is it okay if I keep going with the
Oh,
story?
my God.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I want
Okay.
you to.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Well, that was the beginning. And then it turned out to, it turned like every other week. And that went on for, I think, 2 years. I remember my first time I tried cocaine. And I always say cocaine lied to me, because it was December 23rd. And by that time, I was doing well. Business was going good. And I had this truck, and I would do runs to California to go get produce,
Oh, okay.
merchandise. And it was December 23rd. I was already like on my 3rd run that week. And, I knew exactly how much money I was going to make if I made that extra run. And I asked my employee, hey, go with me. And he's like, are you crazy? It's like it's the 23rd. Tomorrow's 24th. I don't. And I said, let's do this one more run. And he's like, no, go by yourself. And I'm like, what if I get sleepy? And he's like, here, I got this cocaine. And I was like, what? I don't do drugs. I didn't even like people that did drugs, to be honest with you. Even though I drank a little bit, because I wasn't full on drinking, It's just like once in a while. And he had a bag with him, and he showed me the bag, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna, no. And he's like, look, do a line, and if you don't feel good, I'll go with you right now. And I was like, I just thought, how's this powder gonna make me want to drive to LA and back? And
should make you want to do a
wanna
lot more than that.
so, he went up the truck and he, fixed it up for me.
Chalked you up your first line.
Yeah. And, he gave me $1 bill.
Yep.
And he showed me this is what you do. And I'm just thinking like, this is crazy. I mean, what is this guy doing, And I did it and I just felt like my hair went up. And it was a big line, I think.
Yeah.
And
You're like, where's the keys? I'll go right now.
I turned the truck on and I said, I'll see you later. And then he runs in back of me. He's like, here's
You need some more. That shit wears off quick.
He's like, here's some more for later. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to need it, but okay. I got it. I got it. I put it away and I start driving and I don't know if it was coming down to 10.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I should open up more businesses. I should do this. I should do that.
That's called. You know what I call that on meth? It's called the pipe dream.
Oh,
For sure.
man.
It happens. They run.
Oh damn! I'll be a rich man.
Yeah.
I would be a billionaire if I could have all the pipe dreams.
Absolutely.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I went past the 57, which I was going to Anaheim.
Yeah.
And I was on the 91 and I ran out of Freeway. I ended up in Long Beach and I'm like, oh man.
You can cuss.
I was like, I went past my mark. So I turned the truck back and, I'm calling my mom, my dad, I'm sorry, I'm in LA. I was going to swing by and say hi to them. So I get to Anaheim and I'm like, I got this idea and I'm going to do this. And I grab a piece of paper and I'm like, look, what do you guys think about this, that? And they're looking at me like, it's 1 a.m. Like, what do you, it's 2 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
What?
And that was my first time I used it, and then from there, it turned out once a month, then once every 3 weeks, once every 2 weeks, and then it just it got really bad. Now one thing I'm a closet user, so I didn't do it in front of anybody.
Sure.
I wasn't,
You weren't like me.
but I couldn't really function either.
Yeah.
So when I would use, I'd just hide.
Sure.
Which is, I'm glad I'm not dead, because I wouldn't use in front of people. And that was a problem because nobody knew how much I was using and all that good stuff.
Right, and actually what's really going on, like it was very much living a dual life without really knowing that's what you're doing at the time.
Yeah, and and again, they don't come with instructions.
Totally.
So I didn't know that. One, I didn't know I was paranoid. Everything that was going on in my life, I believed for it to be true. I thought it was true.
Yeah.
And in Arizona, you can have guns.
Mm.
So I had a bunch of guns.
Mm-hmm.
And, being an entrepreneur, I was selling guns. But it was bad. I thought people wanted to kill me. I had some threats, but just dumb threats. It was nothing big. But in my head, I made them big. I was like, oh, they're chasing me because of this, or they're chasing me because I know of that. And that grew in my head for many years.
So let me ask you a question. With the cocaine in that first use, in that first little run, did this start a whole cocaine cycle in your life?
Yes.
That's when that's opened the door.
Yeah. And I liked using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to say, and I was making more money, and I did make more money. I mean,
that's
the
lie.
thing I was going to ask you though. Were you able to still function and run your business and continue with the fruits and coming down and getting your products and going back? And
I was, and the business was running, and I had several other businesses that I was doing. Never drug dealing, but because I'm a chicken shit, that's why I never did that. I never wanted to get caught.
Yeah,
ever.
But you sold guns.
I know. So you ain't no chicken shit.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's.
Right.
Yeah, but I get it. I get it.
I didn't think that much. I wasn't that smart.
But that's the thing, and that's what's like so wild, and primarily everyone is beginning of their journey is quite similar, where it's like it's the lie of like whether it's feeling good or you're able to function or like you love the outcome of it, of the drug, and then you chase that feeling until obviously things come crashing down because we do not know how to do anything moderately whatsoever, and we abuse anything that we touch. So I'm assuming that's kind of like what transpired after you had multiple businesses, you started doing really well, you were making the runs, obviously your drug use started to increase, the paranoia started to kick in.
Right.
Were you still living with your brother at the time?
I was living with him.
And was he a part of this facade or no?
No.
So he had no idea.
He's a normie.
Wow.
He's
okay.
a normie. Yeah, and he really tried his best to really
you back in?
Try to get me not to be using.
Sure.
And, he had, people taking care of me or babysitting me,
sure,
I should say. But after he graduated, he was out there for mechanics to mechanic school. Once he graduated or once he found a job, he left, and I stayed there, which really kicked it off for me, right?
And how old were you then?
25, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I always had two. We were just talking about this a couple of days ago. I always had two places to live. I had a house and an apartment always. I don't know why.
Wow.
But I always had two places, maybe because I was paranoid and I would go back and forth.
Do you think, just a thought, did you stay at one more often when you were using, when you were like really using, or was it just you were paranoid and would go back and forth?
I think so. I was renting a house from my brother and then an apartment. So I think when I was okay, it was in the house, with the other guys that lived there. When I was paranoid, I think is where I would take myself and go to
be by yourself.
Go by myself, yeah.
Yeah. And now 25, so we're already at 25, but I'm also looking at your daughter right here, and I believe she told me she was 25. So not long after this time did you have a child.
So I'll tell you what happened. My dad, I always say my daddy and my mommy because I need to learn a lesson, right? My daddy and my mommy came to the house one day knocking, and I opened the door and I was just high. I wasn't feeling good. And, he came in and they're like, as soon as they saw me, they knew what was going on. My parents did not know I was using. And I kept it away from them. And when I visit them, I made sure that I was okay and all that good stuff. So they didn't know. And somebody called them and said, hey, your son, we love your son. He's not doing good. You guys should come see him. He's not doing good. So when they came, my daddy and my mommy,
they showed up.
They showed up, and I opened the door, and I mean, it was over, right?
The jig is up.
The jig is up. Yeah, my dad, they got me some food, and I think I slept for like 2 days.
Yeah.
I slept for like 2 days, and then once I woke up, my mom and my dad talked to me and said, hey, you need to go to rehab. And I was like, what rehab for what? And he explained it to me, and I was like, well, I'm not going to go. I have these businesses and I'm not going to go. And he's like, well, how would you go? I said, well, I'm selling them. So as soon as I sell one or sell them, I will go. And my dad, being the loving father he is, because even though he was strict, he was very strict, he was very loving also. He just said, how much do you want? So I gave him a price, which was a high price. He negotiated. Go, Dad. And, I said, okay, fine. And he said, but here's the deal. He's like, I'm going to pay you when you get out of rehab.
Oh.
He's also, you need to go to rehab. And the deal is you're never to come back to Arizona. And I said, okay, it's fine. So then that was my first trip to, a center. And when I was in the center, I got a phone call from my girlfriend, and said, hey, I'm pregnant. And I was like, oh. shit, I'm having a baby. All right. And yeah, I was in a rehab when
Oh wow.
the first one when you got out. Yeah.
I met my my daughter's mom in rehab. She got pregnant right after we got out of rehab.
Wow.
Yeah. Almost 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so same age. Your daughter's about the same age.
My daughter will be 25 in December.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a year younger than you. 51.
51.
Or, wait, well, how old are you?
52, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
52.
51.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look younger.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't look younger than you. You look young.
Yeah, you look young.
You a young looking guy. We take good care of ourselves, right? We get clean.
Now.
And, yeah.
Now, right.
So
Could
what
you
happened?
imagine if I would have just kept going on meth, or if
Oh,
you just
no.
kept going on like cocaine and meth?
You'd be looking like you're 80.
No, I would have been dead.
Dead.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. With my luck. Yeah.
You came back. You went to rehab. That's funny though. Your dad negotiate. I'm curious. What did your dad do for a living? Entrepreneur?
Well, he, like I mentioned before, he's one of us.
Yeah.
You know, so he too lost everything.
Mm.
Yeah, and he lost everything, and now he's you know, he helps me.
Nice.
He helps me. That's why I cuss. when he's around me, I cuss. I'm like, yeah. No, I love my dad.
Yeah. So he,
love my dad.
but he bought your business. You went to rehab.
Yeah,
Did you finish rehab?
I did. I was there for. That's another. Yeah. So I was there for 45 days, and my mommy came to pick me up.
Nice.
Yeah, I went to a rehab in Mexico, which is pretty awesome. It's like a vacation. for
Wow.
Was
45
it?
days.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So she picks me up. She rented a nice hotel by the beach, and I went upstairs, showered, and I told my mom, I'm gonna go downstairs. And she said, what for? I said, I'm gonna go have a drink. She said, are you kidding me? You just got a rehab. I said, Mom, I'm a drug addict, not an alcoholic. Okay. I said, there's a difference. And she said, oh, okay. Well, don't be too long. I said, okay. And I went downstairs and got drunk. I didn't get it. I didn't understand.
A lot of people don't get it.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I came back home, and as soon as I came back home, I wanted to do it my way. So I did it my way for a bit, and didn't know what to do because I had this money and no dreams, no nothing, and I hear a lot of people say, I just want to go back to the person that I was before. I didn't want to go back to the person I was before. I didn't know what to do. I was kind of lost, because I've always, we've always worked.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to go back to work, but I had this money. I didn't know what to do. So then my brother-in-law is the one that, he had this dream to own pizza places or something. And,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, all right, well, I have money and you got the brains. Let's do it. So we purchased a business right down the street, actually, from here, our first business. And of course, I kept doing what I was, what I knew how to do, and kept keeping it a secret. And I didn't know where to buy cocaine around this area, and I know a lot of people, and I was too shy.
Mm-hmm.
So an older lady that was a manager at one of the businesses close to me said, hey, let's do crystal meth. And I was like, crystal meth? I don't know what that is. And she's like, yeah, we'll smoke it. And I was like, no, I don't. And I went back to work to my, to the pizza place there. And then I was, I kept thinking about it. And then I went back and I said, okay, let's try it.
This episode is brought to you by Wolfpack Bags. This gear is meant for anybody gym, lifestyle, to anybody that's on the move. I mean, I like to say that us here and everybody that tunes in, we're not average, we're always a wolf. They have all the goods that you need, especially for anybody that is looking for a bag to carry their meal prep, a lunch pail, anything like that. They have you covered. So once again, go to wolfpack.com, use the code Hopeaholics, save 10%, and join the pack.
And
You smoked it?
yeah.
First time you smoked it?
First time, she did the whole thing there, and
Yeah.
and she's like, chase the smoke. And I was like, what is this stuff,
It's my drug of choice right
yeah.
there. But mine gets bad.
She's just like, do it again. And I was like, do it again. And after like the third time, she's like, oh no, you need to calm down. And then I don't know. From there, I was like up in the roof, and it just is bad.
Do you remember your
first
first time doing crystal meth?
I do. That was
Do
it.
you remember how long you stayed up?
Few days. No, it's bad. From there that day, of course I always want more, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, hey, let's go get more. And she's like, okay, let's go. So I waited for her to get out of work, and she's like, well, I got to go home first, and my husband's there, and I was like, okay, well, I get to meet your husband. That's cool. Get there in the door, and we get in this room, and it's dark, like just dark. The husband was not good either.
Wow.
And he's full on naked.
Nice.
Just naked.
Methed out.
Yeah. And
Just on a sick one.
And I'm just like, what am I doing here? But I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
So that night got really weird. Nothing happened, but I was just crazy, and that was my first
experience.
Straight into
And it kept bringing you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Was it
insanity,
the-
like, right? Like, it feels so good that you're willing to go to.
Any length.
Right.
Like literally.
You like walk into a really dark house with a really weird dude, naked
With his wife.
with his wife. and
Like,
he's
well,
naked. Here we are.
Here we go.
Let's go get some more.
I think he was on the phone from when he opened the door to like the next day, and I think he was on one of those. I don't know if you remember
Like
those.
sex, the
Yes.
900 numbers.
Yes,
Dude.
yeah, and he's just going back.
Yeah, we
and
didn't
forth
have
pacing.
cell phones back then.
Yeah, right.
Like him working or him actually participating. Like
No, he was.
participating.
He was.
Wow.
And the thing is
that's like some dark ass shit.
think
Yeah.
about this though, because like at least today, it's like video or
Right,
whatever.
right.
OnlyFans. But
But I
back
think
then-
I think it's better. It's like better then.
no,
like,
it's not for the guy. I mean,
no. At least
sure.
you have to like talk and like have an imagination. Now it's like it's so easy to just basically go into a dark pit.
the thing is like, the person on the other line probably wasn't what you were thinking.
Right,
No, it's
right.
probably
It was.
like
She just had a nice voice.
Right.
it's probably some dude in a basement somewhere.
No.
Like
Oh man, that's a funny story.
Right. No, I
dude.
was bent out of shape.
What?
for
What?
sure.
You were out here in like this area, South
Yeah.
Orange County, right? here?
South Orange County. Yeah.
so then how long did that last before? And then meanwhile during this time, your girlfriend has her.
Yeah. Yep. I had Nodia. Yeah.
So
But when I mean, me when I was using, I mean,
no,
you don't think about
at all.
kids. You
Zero.
don't think about.
We think
I mean,
about ourselves.
I thought I made sure the mortgage was paid, but that's
Mm.
about it. And my wife now, she's amazing. She, I don't have to worry about it.
Sure.
So I don't
Um,
think I did too much.
Yeah.
did you marry her mom?
Yeah.
You
did?
did.
We're married now. We've been married.
You're married to her mom.
Yeah.
Oh wait, who you said?
Because
Who was the first marriage?
My ex-wife. Yeah.
Yeah, who's that too?
You mean
Yeah, your ex-wife was not her mom.
no?
Oh,
so was there that in between? Okay, is this
It's a super mess.
does Nadia know
bad.
everything?
Yes.
She knows
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
we're like, you heard it first. Like
I might have skipped a whole piece here. So when I moved to Arizona,
you got married.
I got married,
In
and it
your
was one of
addiction.
those, one of those things where I wasn't doing good, and of course she was pissed at me all the time. And I flew back and I said, "Hey, let's get married," and she said, "Okay."
Yeah.
So we got married, and then when she found out all the stuff that was going on, she separated herself, which was smart,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay, so this was before Nadia was
Before Nadia.
Oh,
this threw me off for a second.
Yeah.
'Cause how I was thinking it, because you left that part out. I was thinking, oh man, you met Nadia's mom,
yep.
Mhm.
had a child,
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
then got married,
Yeah.
Right.
divorced, and then rehooked up with Nadia's mom.
no.
But that is not how it
No,
went.
sorry, no.
Okay.
So then I basically got the girlfriend pregnant, right? And then
Right.
my wife was not happy, of course. Right.
Oh wait, that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. So I was.
There is a good
Yeah.
piece in this
Okay.
story.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's my fault. So when I went to Arizona, I was married.
Yeah, he was married when he went to Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, correct. And then
It
so
was.
basically,
And he had a girlfriend.
you had a girlfriend
Right.
who is your mom.
That
Got it.
that didn't
Now
know
makes
I was
sense.
married. Yeah.
Correct. Got it.
So then when I went into rehab,
Yes,
my
your girlfriend.
was like, "I'm pregnant." Then I was like, "Oh shit."
You're like, oh shit. By the way, I have a wife.
I might have told her that. You know what? I did tell her, and one of the things that I love about her, my now wife, is she said, "Don't worry about it. I get it. Not a big deal. Do what you got to do. Just visit your baby and make sure you help me out."
Mhm.
And I love that about her. So when I went back to my wife, she didn't want to hear anything about me. And of course, yeah, I wanted to do the right thing. So I was like, no, I got to make this work. And I was stubborn for like 6 months, did working out and all that good stuff. Convinced her, and I convinced her for like a day or two that, she's like, okay, well, what is this all about? And of course, once I had her in the car, I didn't let her go for like 2 days and got her pregnant. And
Oh.
that night, after those 2 nights, we got into an argument, a pretty big argument. And then when I woke up, I just told her, hey, this is not gonna work out. And she said, that's fine. And I said, yeah, sorry. And she said, fuck you. And then I said, oh, well, fuck you too then. And we both went our ways. And that was it. I mean, it was 2 nights. We both went our ways. And then after, I think 2 months later, she called me at work and she's like, by the way, I'm pregnant. And I was like,
Oh shit. So you do have a child.
yeah.
A
My son.
24-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she said, I don't want to.
Rafa.
I know.
You out there.
Bad.
How long you been sober?
20 years if all goes well next month.
20.
Oh shit. Hold
years.
up then. Okay. So all of this is going on. Quite chaotic, right? So you have 2 women now pregnant.
Yes.
Pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Was she born already?
No, she was born already.
Yeah, she
Oh, okay.
She's like a year and a couple months older than Andres. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get out of rehab. You're now opening up a pizza spot with your brother-in-law.
Yep.
You're smoking with a business lady.
And the naked dude.
And the
And the naked dude.
Now, was this a white dude?
Yes.
Of course. Fucking always. I don't know
Sure.
what's wrong with the white dudes when they do meth. Man.
Right.
They
Out of control.
just get naked.
Yeah.
Like I have that story and it's embarrassing as fuck.
For
man.
me, yeah. Listen, I'm glad I didn't get poked in the eye.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't.
I was sitting down in that couch. For a long time.
Oh man, I would have been like, I don't know if I'd have been able to sit down.
Listen,
like anywhere in that house.
this was the first time I had tried that.
Right. So
crystal
you yeah.
meth. I was
It's like you're
know what I'm saying, Emily?
You're like,
Like
stuck.
no.
So then, because we're almost at where you decided like I need help to some degree. So with your wife, you divorced her.
Yeah, we divorced. I do everything backwards.
Yeah.
I didn't pay much attention. She didn't want to be with me anymore, and she was 100% correct. I wouldn't want to be with myself either. But yeah, so then I just I had 2 babies, and I was not happy about that because I wasn't with either of them, and started working my ass off. I mean, we're good. As an alcoholic, I'm good at that. So
Yeah, just you can workaholic too.
Mm-hmm.
And little by little, I got together with my now wife, and we
What's her name?
Carmen.
Carmen.
You know, it's funny.
Your mom.
I in my early sobriety, if you knew me in my early sobriety, I went into many meetings saying, "Hey, I think I'm falling in love with my wife. I think I'm falling in love," because I was, you know, getting to know her.
Yeah.
And sober.
Yeah.
And she's, you know, amazing. Yeah.
When did you decide to get sober? Like, what made you actually say, like, I need to do something?
We have a question we ask sometimes. What brought you to your knees?
Death. I mean, I was scared of dying. So, and I'll hurry up a little bit, but
No,
you
you're
know,
not
so
to
then
hurry up.
I
We're good.
know.
I went into my second rehab, and again, I wanted to do it my way, and that didn't work out. And then I was, you know, November or something, super bad. My family had already looked for the third rehab, and I didn't really want to go. Got picked up by my brother on Lake Forest Drive on my underwears. I was walking around with my underwears normal
Tell
for
us.
2 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I thought that was normal.
See,
So,
meth will do that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, you know, I just wanted it. I wanted my family to rest because they were just looking for me. Everybody was, you take these hours and I'll go these hours, and you go to these hotels and I'll go to these hotels, and
Wow.
everybody was looking for Ralph, you know. And I just thought, man, you know, Christmas is around the corner. What the best Christmas gift I can give them is for them to rest. And I said, maybe I should check myself into this third rehab, and you know, 30 days, I'll be out by January 5th. My birthday is January 11th. I can start up the party January 11th.
You're a Capricorn?
I'm a Capricorn.
I'm a Capricorn.
Some awesome.
January 8th.
January 11th.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's why you're awesome.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
So, yeah, so then that was my thinking. So I go into this third rehab, and, you know, as soon as I get in there, I'm telling people, and I hate to say this, but that was me, you know. I was just shitting on AA, and oh, this doesn't work, and this is not going to work, and I've done this before, and I just kept saying that as secretly to anybody that would hear me. 3 weeks into it, I realized that I'm going to get out already. It's because it's a 30-day program, and I'm going to get out, and then I start thinking, okay, well, if AA doesn't work and nothing else works, you know, then I'm going to die. And that really, you know, I got scared. I was like, shit, I don't want to die. I mean, I have 3 kids. By then I had 3 kids already. And I got 3 kids, and I'm in debt. That's another thing that I always thought about. I was like, I owe all this money. You know, my wife, my ex-wife, it's not going to be good. I mean, it's not going to be good, you know. And I was just like, man, I really need to sober up. And then I thought to myself, you know, it's not fair for me. It's not fair what I've been doing these past 3 weeks is just talking shit about AA, and I never really tried it.
Yeah.
I never really done 100% what they asked me. So I made myself a promise. I said, you know, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to make myself a promise. I'm going to do everything they asked me for 90 days. Not 91, not 89. 90 days. I said, and if I feel the same, then like they say, I'll get my misery back, right?
Yeah, refunded full.
Refund it.
Yeah.
So then that's what I did. You know, I made myself a promise. And when I got out, I just did everything that I had to do. I picked up the phone and I got to work. And here I am. I mean, I really love AA. You know, I feel like AA has gave me everything I have, and I don't feel like I've gave much back, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of feel like a little bit like a taker.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the first 10 years of my sobriety, I was doing HNI panels, and I did three meetings. I think I was doing 3 meetings. Yeah.
And what about this back 10?
So I have a home group.
Okay.
And I still go to meetings. Not as much as,
Sure.
you know, we were talking about the gym and AA and stuff like that. You know, it's like it's hard for me to get there. Once I'm there, I'm always happy.
For sure.
But it's just,
Yeah.
you know, I have a lot of excuses, but none
course.
of them are good.
No. Nope. When did Rafa's Market come into creation and fruition?
I think 14 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah,
okay.
when I was like 5.5 years sober, and I was just thinking like, man, I need to, make more money here.
Sure.
I have all these dreams. I want to have all these cars, and I
Yeah.
want to do all this stuff. And then I talked to my brother-in-law, who actually is, part of my sobriety. He's helped a lot. And, I visited him, and I said, hey, how can I make a lot of money, I mean, I can do whatever I want. I mean, what can I do? And what do you suggest? And he said, if you find something to do that you love, you'll never work a day of your life. He said, so figure out what you love doing, and then and go for it. And by then I had already gone to these small markets. And every time I was in these small markets, I would get excited, the people, the food. And I told my wife, hey, what do you think if we saw this pizza place and, we try to get a market or something? And she said, whatever you want to do, I'm here, we'll do it together. And I'm here for you. And she's always been very supportive. And I was like, okay, that's what we're going to do. And that's kind of like what I started, my other brother-in-law, I have two brother-in-laws. My other brother-in-law is the one that actually helped me out to get our first business, and he was he's one of my business partners, or was one of my business partners, but he was pretty good in helping me out.
Nice.
Yeah.
He understood, the brain,
Yeah.
which was good because I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed to be guided a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
We all of us dreamers need to be guided a little bit, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I do if it wasn't for all the people that helped me get to where I am, and I specifically mean business, but recovery too. I mean, people that came before me that showed me how to do it.
Yeah.
And I like to do it my way so many times, man. Thank God for, that there's another way to do things.
Right. No, I, funny enough, so a lot of the things that I do at work, I learned in AA, and that's why I say that AA has been giving me a lot. And when people ask me, man, how did you, like, because you guys don't know me too much, but when this conversation comes up of business and stuff, and they're like, how did you do it? How did you start? And I was like, AA. And they're like, what AA? And I'm like, well, I just, suit up and show up. And I'm good at, if you teach me how to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm like a machine. I'm just going to do it. And then, you get a few months, get a year, and then a couple of years. And I'm good at following direction when I want to, of course.
Yeah. For sure.
So yeah, AA has been a big part of, for me, of my growth.
And what in your family, like with your parents, how has that been watching you the last 20 years from where you were to where you are now?
They're proud. Of course, my dad tells me that often, but when I hear it from somebody else, hey, I was talking to your dad for 2 hours. He won't stop talking about you, and they give me details, and I'm like, good. Because again, my dad is, he's sick too. He's one of us. And, many times he's came in that office and, when he's not doing good, and he's like, oh yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard. And, very lovingly, I tell my dad, don't come in this office and fucking tell me that it's hard. It's not hard. You just haven't made the decision. Right? You just haven't made a decision.
It's an ultimate surrender. It's like, have you had enough yet?
Yeah.
When the pain of remaining the same outweighs the fear of change, that's when we change. Some of us are stubborn. Some of us can handle emotional pain. Some of us have pride that we don't want to let go.
I think that's the hardest part about the disease, though, is watching the ones that we love.
You just got to keep them in your prayers, man, and we'll keep your dad in our prayers and anybody else in your family. I mean, that's what it's all about. This whole deal is like, we hope that somebody hears our voice and maybe just it'll be that one day that they needed to hear something, and they make that decision to surrender.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to reach out for help. That's like that's probably the hardest part for men, and especially men our father's age. Help
Yeah.
wasn't something you didn't know.
Not them. Yeah.
They're not.
That generation. Yeah.
That generation is like, and it's even like our generation is like, it's not, we don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So true. It's not even really talked about either, like your guys' generation, nor like from your fathers to like you guys.
And that's not even going into the Hispanic.
Oh God.
Like, let's add that in there.
Right.
Totally.
Like, because that's, you know,
Another element.
a whole nother element, you know?
That's why I couldn't wait to get out of my parents' house when I could. Then it was like, no curfew. I get to do whatever. Shit's about to be popping. No disrespect to them either, because I think that it was like really, really important, and I'm glad that I was raised in a strict household looking back, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Now moving on to you, sweetheart. So you're 25. And it's really cool for us to, because obviously you guys got to meet Chad's daughter, and that's kind of like the whole reason why this podcast is not only does it exist, but it's always cool for me to see a father-daughter kind of duo, because it also just having that dynamic of having open dialogue of a father and his daughter talking about the same exact disease, but obviously in different lights, because everybody has different perspectives.
Yeah.
But that alone can reach so many people that are listening, because sometimes those conversations don't happen amongst families, or aren't as open and honest about certain struggles, because I feel like sometimes dads like to keep like a Superman cape on, and sometimes like not
Show their vulnerability. Yeah. Did you know all of your dad's story?
Pretty much, yeah.
You're like, fuck, no.
Yeah.
Now I'm upset. Now I'm pissed that we came on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, just like you said, like, dads want to have that cape on, you know? And I think that that's kind of what was going on when I was, like, in my addiction. But we just, like, would trigger each other all the time. Because, like, the way that he would communicate with me was, like, so... Like, I just thought it was so rude. Like, every time he'd talk to me, like, I just wouldn't take it well. So we like, didn't really have a relationship, like, up until I got sober, I would say. Yeah, he, like, scared me. He used to scare me a lot. And, I mean, I saw you get sober. Yeah.
When did yours? Because how old were you when he got sober?
I was
like 5.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And you remember?
I remember like the cops coming over a couple times, and
normal behavior.
And like them being like, "Oh, lo van a poner en el bote," like they're gonna throw him in jail, and I'd have like nightmares of them like putting him in a gallon of water. Because that's a bote in Spanish is like, I guess you were talking about jail, but I thought it was like a gallon. Like one of those like gallons.
Yeah.
So I just have like nightmares.
Does it have like 2 meanings?
It does.
It does, yeah.
Bote is like a trash can or any kind of can. So.
Oh, in slang?
In
like
slang,
a can?
Yeah, so, my wife would be talking to his whoever she was on the phone, like they're gonna put him in the in the bote.
Yeah.
She was like, oh man, my dad's going in a small can. I never knew that. I didn't know she.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
About that.
And like I remember one time he came home and he was super drunk and or high or whatever, and he just like fell on the couch and was like, to me he was being silly, and so I just like copied him, and then all of a sudden he's like going towards the computer, and then he starts throwing up. And then he like went outside and started knocking down the plants, and they like broke. And then all of a sudden the cops were there, and yeah, just like little things. Like I remember like seeing, I don't know, like there was a door with like holes in it. And then mom was just like, oh, like he fell with like drinks in his hand, you know?
Punching them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
The skinny doors only.
Yeah.
Not the heavy ones.
I didn't want to hit the heavy ones.
yeah, that's kind of all I remember. And then you were just always working. And I think when you went to rehab, I had no idea that you went to rehab.
When where did you grow up? I just like start over again. What city did you grow up in?
So I was born in LA, and then we moved like right away to Mission Viejo.
Yes.
Yeah. Mission Viejo. And so I was raised in Mission Viejo, and then we moved one street over when I was 17 to Lake Forest.
Lake Forest. Where'd you go to high school?
Mission Viejo, and then I went to Chabico Hills High School first.
Oh,
And
you
then
did?
I transferred to Mission Viejo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You're a local.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And where are you guys at now?
I'm still in Lake Forest.
You're still in Lake
Yeah.
Forest. You?
And I'm in Anaheim.
Anaheim?
My grandparents.
Anacrime?
Anacrime.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
Were you a local around here?
I'm not local. I'm from San Bernardino.
Okay.
You know, I'm a Southern California boy, but I'm a South Orange County transplant. That's why I have that little bit different swagger, because I come from, you know, a much harder place than South Orange County.
Yeah.
Is that saying you can't take the hood out of
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't take the hood.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm an IE.
You can
boy.
take the girl out the bay, but you can't take the bay out the girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a IE boy just rolling around in South Orange County. I brought another one in recently, my buddy Darvin.
God. One is enough.
You like Darvin.
I love Darvin.
I saw
just
Darvin
kidding.
right now when I was walking
Oh, you
out,
did?
Donna out, yeah. So okay, so this is interesting for me. So
Yeah.
you grew up in, because I raised my children right here in South Orange County. My two oldest stepdaughters from my first marriage went to Aliso Niguel, and then Aurora went to, well, my son graduated from Capo Valley Christian right here
Oh yeah.
Okay.
in San Juan.
Yep.
Aurora only lasted a year. She got kicked out, and then she went to San Juan Hills. And then my youngest daughter, who's 17, is at San Juan Hills right now.
Okay.
She's a senior.
It's nice around here.
I love
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
love South County.
What
I really didn't think.
so growing up in the hood,
No, she didn't grow up in the hood.
I'm being funny.
Oh, I was like, what?
Mission Viejo,
Right.
like one of the safest cities in the world. Irvine used to be like the safest for a long time.
Not anymore.
No, it's not.
But it also goes to show, like, so you grew up in Mission Viejo, and it's like that's why the disease, it doesn't matter.
It
You're gonna
doesn't
find
matter.
dope,
That's
you're
why
gonna
it's
find-
really not environment. It can
Yeah,
be
it can be.
environmental, and you can, but for the most part, like, it doesn't discriminate where we live, what color we are, whether we're a man
got
or a
it, you
woman.
got it.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
When did you think you had it? Like, what came first for you? Alcohol, drugs?
Well, I started smoking weed first because, like, he was an alcoholic. So
So you didn't wanna
Oh,
drink.
so you didn't want to
So I
drink.
didn't want to drink. So I started smoking weed, and then right away, as soon as I started drinking, I just started ending up in hospitals.
Oh wow.
Like, I remember the first time my dad was like, "Oh, like, I'm sure you've been doing this. It's just about time that you get caught." And I was like, "No, like, that was like the second time I've ever drinking. And I don't know, like, why I'm here. Like, this is so weird and crazy."
How old are you?
I was 16 or 17.
Yeah. 17,
Yeah.
I think.
And then like a year later, the same thing happened again. I stayed away from drinking, and I just kept smoking weed, and then decided to drink again, and then again I ended up in the hospital.
Wow.
And then that's when my dad was like, "Oh, I think you're gonna have to pay for your hospital bill, because that's how you're gonna learn your lesson or whatever, right?" And I just started I mean, that's when like the resentment against him just kind of started. And it was like the same thing. Like I didn't want to be like him. And yeah, I ended up like working and started to pay off the bill. And then a year later, I went out with a friend. I had just gone back from Mexico, and I was drinking in Mexico, and I had just gotten back. I actually fell on some stairs, and I bruised my ribs, and so they put me on painkillers in Mexico. And then when I got back, my friend wanted to go out to a friend's house for like a little kickback or whatever, and I really didn't want to go out, but we ended up going out. I drove, and her friend asked us if we wanted to spend the night so that I could drink. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I just got to be home before my parents wake up. And, so I ended up drinking. And then at like 1 a.m, I go into the bathroom. And as soon as I come out, my friend and her had gotten into a fist fight, apparently, that I didn't even see. And then all of a sudden, we're getting kicked out. And because we showed up together, so we got to leave together. And my friend she had gotten kicked out of her parents' house. So she was originally going to sleep over at mine, but then, we decided to stay over at the girl's house. And she ends up taking an Uber home. And I, like, as soon as I hit the air, I just blacked out. And I walked to my car and started driving, and instead of like making a left turn out the neighborhood, I made a right. And I didn't even know that there was a jail right by like 2 streets down from our house. I had no idea there was a jail there. And
was this the James Music Facility for
Yes.
men?
Yes.
Or I guess they had it for women too, but right there in it's like Irvine,
Yes.
Lake Forest.
Yep.
Yeah. So first I end up crashing into some bushes on a business, and I left my license plate there. And then
Expensive bushes.
yeah, they were like $2,000. And so I remember like that woke me up. I was like, oh my God, like I crashed into a tree or something. And I just remember putting it in reverse, and I passed out. And then all of a sudden I'm just surrounded by cop lights, and they're asking me if I'm drunk. And I'm like, yes, like I'm super drunk. Like, please help me. And yeah, I ended up crashing into the jail gate, and I knocked it down.
Shut up.
I knocked it down.
You're like, I'm here.
And I swerved around.
Bring me in.
Yeah, I swerved around the guard, and then I think it was the other gate that stopped me.
There's 2 gates to get
There's
in.
2
Holy shit, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they like gun pointed at me and everything.
Yeah, of course. They thought that like someone's wow.
They thought I was trying to set someone free.
Totally.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm trying to check in, y'all.
It's like,
They actually could have shot her.
Of course.
And not
Yes.
not a big deal. because,
100%.
Yeah.
It looked like she was
Yes.
throwing the vehicle at them.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they were, they had machine guns and
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
all that good stuff.
No.
2 doors.
It's scary.
2 doors. She took both of them out.
yeah, so that's when my drinking started. That's when I was like, how am I gonna prove to my dad now that I'm not an alcoholic?
Totally.
And like the very few, like I don't even drink and drive,
Sure.
And so that's when I started drinking.
Had you had the conversation with her that like this is a disease, like you probably want to stay away from alcohol considering I am now sober, or no?
I think from what she's telling me, because we've had this conversation, very small actually. There's more to talk about here,
Sure.
but I was always thinking that she was always lying to me, and I was thinking, I can see through you. I know what you're doing. And I think I was wrong, somewhat, because, now of course I believe what she's telling me. She's telling me I've only drink a little bit, and now the way she's telling me that, she was upset at me or because I was pointing the finger at her, and that triggered her. And I think I might have, put more gas in the fire there. But no, I didn't I didn't know that she was drinking. And when that happened, I asked her to tell me, you know, how it happened, and she went step by step, and I just didn't believe the story. I was like, something about that story I don't believe. And then when she was hospitalized the first time, and she explained to me, and I was like, you didn't even make it to the party. Like, who does that? You didn't make it to the party. You drank in your car. And then that's when I started thinking, man, she's drinking for the effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, wow, that sounds, it's like the same thing for me. And that's when I mentioned to her, I said, hey, you might have this disease. And I can tell she didn't like that. So I think early on, just, and thank God that you know, in AA, we learn, you know, I learned a little bit how to communicate with her. And I never told her, you know, you're an alcoholic. When I would explain to her, I would explain about, you know, things about me. And I'm glad that I did it that way, because towards the end, and I mean, like I said, she had a very small run,
Mm-hmm.
and towards the end is when it was pretty scary for me, because she wasn't living in the house. So I would only get a phone call here and there, and then my wife would explain to me what was going on, and I was like, she's got to be using drugs. I mean, you know, she doesn't sound good. But you can explain the last part.
So that was your first.
You got a DUI that night?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first DUI.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty big first.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. And then I remember going into the first DUI school group.
Yep.
And I shared what had happened, and they were like, oh my God, you're famous.
Right.
And I was like, oh God, like I don't want to share my story anymore.
Sure.
Like I don't want to go to AA meetings and have to talk about it, you know? So, I mean, I was court ordered to go to AA meetings, and I hated it. Like I didn't feel like I found any solution in going like the first year. But yeah, I just kept drinking, and then finally, like 3 years later, I ended up getting my second DUI, which it was just about time. Like I was super suicidal. I wanted to just die. I would like hope that I would get into a car accident and like just, you know, but yeah, I was already like, I had already started drinking before work, and then I would drink at work. I was working at the pizza places, and so I would work at different locations. So I would drive a lot, and every morning I'd buy my 2 tall cans, and then once I'd be at work, I would just fill up my cup with like beer. But yeah, that day I drove out to Dana Point, and then I remember I saw my mom, and I was like working with her, and then it was my boyfriend's birthday too. And I went to go buy him a couple things at Ralph's, and then I was gonna buy a tall can, and then the worker was like, oh, like it's 3 for $5 or 4 for $5 or something, like you should get a pack. And then I was like, oh, like okay. So I get that, and then I don't even know how many of them I drank, but I was supposed to go to Susie's Cupcakes, and I never made it there. I ended up, instead of driving up to Huntington, I drove down to San Clemente, and I got off on Cristianitos Road.
Yeah.
And instead of making that left to base, I made a right into like another gated community. And I don't know, I guess I was like trying to get in or something, and someone saw me on the freeway like swerving, and so they called the cops, and then I guess I almost like ran into a bus. I ended up backing up into a parked car, and then all of a sudden I was just in the back seat of a cop's car. Yeah. Yeah. And my ex-boyfriend, or my boyfriend at the time, picked me up the next morning, And I was just like, happy birthday. And I felt terrible. Like that really made me feel bad. And that's when I decided to stop drinking. But I kept smoking weed. And he was a big weed smoker too. So we would just like smoke all the time together. But yeah, I get like super blacked out.
When did your like Vyvanse journey start? Was it coincide the same time?
It was, so when I got my first DUI, that's when, because the whole time that I was trying to fight this whole like addiction thing, I was like, I have something, you know? So I flew out to New York when I was 20, like a little after the DUI, and then I got diagnosed with ADD and major depression and anxiety. And I got on Vyvanse when I was, I think 20. I think it was like right after that. Yeah.
And then did you think that that helped, or did it not really?
I just wasn't taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't eating. I was still drinking on it. I feel like I never gave it a fair shot.
Sure.
And then now that I'm in a court program, I can't take it because it's a controlled substance.
Right.
So I take Statera now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this last time, like,
Wait, you're in a court program?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this court
Oh,
program.
Yeah.
Is it called DUI court?
It's opportunity court.
Okay, yeah, I know it.
so basically keep you out of jail,
Yeah.
or
Well,
keep you out of paying restitution.
That too.
How did you get this part?
Like,
Like, what brought you to where you're at right now, where it's like, oh my God, the jig is up. Now I have, I'm in this court program. I'm gonna try the sobriety. I fucked up.
it wasn't until I just like, I think I had hit psychosis, and I ended up going off on my parents.
Oh wow.
And
And you weren't living with them, right?
No,
Were you living with your grandparents at this
I
time?
was living with my boyfriend
Okay.
at the time,
Ex-boyfriend now?
ex-boyfriend now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was living with him, and I just started getting super paranoid. Like my parents were always worried about me and like calling and asking if I was okay, and I would just be like, yeah, like I'm fine, you know, like I'm not drinking anymore, like I'm good. I called him that night at like, I think it was like 2 a.m, and I was like, are you guys okay? Like I was just projecting a lot on them. And for some reason that night I thought that my boyfriend was gonna kill me. He had a bunch of pocket knives in the house, and I just thought that he was gonna kill me. And so I called the cops, and I was like, can someone like come pick me up? Like I don't feel safe here. And so they came, picked me up, and they were gonna take me to the psych ward, but I was like, my aunt works at one, like I don't think it's gonna help me. And so they were like, if you call someone, we can drop you off there, but it has to be a family member. And they dropped me off at my cousin's house. And that whole night I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep for like 2 days. And then the next day my dad took me to a rehab center just to like check it out. He's like, you don't have to like go, I just want you to check it out. And I was like, okay. And then we go back to their house, and I forgot what I said to my sister, but I think I was being a little rude to her. And then my mom, I could hear my mom like outside my door being like, oh, like asking her if she's okay. And then I opened up the door, and I was like, if you have something to say, like just say it to my face. And like I just ended up going off on her. And then my dad heard, and he comes upstairs, and I was like, I just went off on him. And then that's when I was like I literally got on my knees, and I was like, what do you guys want from me? And then that's when I realized like, oh shit, like I'm making like a big scene, and like there's like something wrong with me, I think. And I could tell too that I freaked my dad out, and he was genuinely just like worried about me. And that was like the first time where it like clicked, and I was like, he genuinely cares, and I'm like freaking him out. And that's when I was like, okay, like I think I gotta go to rehab. Yeah.
There's 4 trips to rehab.
Was it 4?
Yeah. It
4
was
total.
Yeah.
For her?
So I took her that day that I picked her up from her cousins, and I was like, you're not going to stay. Just check it out.
Yeah.
And we just went in there and we checked it out. And I told them this is a women's thing. It's pretty awesome. I was freaking out. I was like, I'm not going to make her stay. And I just said, I said, but you ready to go home? And she's like, yeah. So we went back home. And then she had that episode and she said, okay, let's go. So then I take her, and on the way over there, no, I'm not going to, I said, let's just, we're here. Just check it out again. And then she checked it out and she said, I want to go home. So I took her back home. And then a few days later, she's like, okay, she had another episode and she's like, I need to go. And I was like, okay, let's go. And then right there and then she's like, no, I don't want to go. Fuck that. And then I was like, listen, I said, look me in the eyes, remember? And I said, I promise you, if you don't want to go, I am not going to let you stay. But let's just go because we said we were going to go. You don't have to stay. That was the 3rd time. And then there was that 4th one. And I knew enough that I wasn't going to have her stay if she didn't want to stay. I mean, I knew that much. I was like, she's got to want to stay. She's got to say, hey, Dad, I want to stay. And yeah, the fourth time she got off the car, and then one of the ladies there came and talked to her, and then I looked at her and I said, hey, you want to stay? And she's like, yeah. And I told my wife, get the fuck out of here. Let her stay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go quick.
Yeah.
Let's go
Quick.
before she changes
Kick
her
her
mind.
bags out. Kick her bags out right now.
Right.
Let me ask you a couple questions. The psychosis, were you taking Vyvanse during those episodes? Were you having a hard time sleeping on the Vyvanse?
Probably not with the weed.
Yeah. I don't really remember. I don't think I was getting that much sleep.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Because and you said you weren't eating very good. How about your water intake? Terrible. On the Vyvanse. I know these are questions that you probably don't really think about normal, but
yeah, I think with water, ever since high school, I started drinking a gallon of water a day, but I can't remember if I was like, I think I was on and off with that, but if I was like, I was probably drinking more water than eating.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a drug court graduate, so
okay.
like I understand I understand what you're going through.
Dang.
You know?
Yeah.
Do they do the opportunity in phases?
Yeah.
What phase are you in right now?
Phase 3.
Phase 3.
How many phases are there?
There's 5 now.
Oh, 5.
And how do you get into
Holy
it? Like,
smokes.
what-
it was
what-
4 when actually there was 5, but it was 0, 1, it was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is where we graduated. So we had 0 phase.
Which is horrible.
Huh?
Like, why start at 0?
Right.
Like, what?
Well, because most people in 0 phase were in rehab. You had to go do a 90-day inpatient rehab program in drug court. But I had already done 90 days in rehab when I got sentenced to drug court. It's pretty gnarly though. The whole
Yeah, what do you have to do? I mean, is it similar to drug court?
it is
Yes.
it is drug court.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's very similar. I have to check in with my probation officer every other week.
So how did you get on this? Because you crashed into a jail?
No, this is way down the road.
So it was, I think what they do is they just kind of like look over your case.
And see, like...
This was after your second DUI,
This
right?
was after my second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they just like investigate and see like who they want to take. Because once I graduate the program, they'll expunge my second DUI.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They won't take off your first one?
I don't know.
Because drug court, they expunged our entire record
I
that was
know.
able to be expunged. I had
Yeah.
these when I was your age, not younger, 21, 22. I got I got arrested for grand theft auto and felony unlawful driving of a vehicle. So those were still on. They couldn't expunge those ones because they weren't technically drug offenses. I feel like they might take them. I think they'll clear your record. That's the only two things you have on there, right?
You know what I'm confused
Or you have
about?
anything else?
I have like misdemeanors for like
Petty
speeding.
theft. Oh, speeding. That's fine.
Damage of
Property?
property damage. There's like something else. A
It's-
couple misdemeanors and 2 DUIs.
It's super interesting that I didn't get offered what you got offered. Probably
They didn't have
it back then.
They didn't have it back
They just
then.
put my ass in jail.
Yeah, this
said,
is
"Bye, bitch."
like they don't want to put people in jail anymore. Not
Yeah.
for stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's like jail doesn't do
No.
anything. It doesn't. It does. Well, I don't want to say it doesn't help at all, but the recidivism rate in jail and prison is so high, and sometimes regular people that go in for DUIs and
Yeah,
have
I
to
agree.
do a 90-day stint end up coming out as drug addicts with new ways to commit
That was
crimes.
me. I mean, I wasn't committing crimes. I wasn't like that, but I just was not anywhere, shape, or form. I mean, I was in my head saying, like, God, please help me. I'll never do things bad again.
So these types of opportunities like this is really good because
It's great.
they like, there's nothing better for an addict and an alcoholic than to have 18 months to 3 years of somebody watching over you while
And,
your
like,
while your
routine.
brain heals
Yeah.
and you figure out how to live life
Yeah.
on life's terms again. You
Show
know,
up
we
here.
have
Call
a
here.
brain disease that it's trauma. You
Totally.
know, drinking alcohol to that extent, going into psychosis is not good for your brain. You know, and so this, like, I hope that you just grab this opportunity that they've given you and just like run with it, because it's like you were here, right? We had my drug court judge on this
No
podcast.
way.
Really?
Yes.
Like, talk about one of the coolest moments of my life. Having this guy, he retired, and that's what the reason why he was
He was able
allowed to
to.
come on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
And it was a full circle moment for me, and she got to see how proud a judge was of me.
Tell you what, those programs, the program that she's in, and I'm sure it's the same one you were in, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I hear everything because she
Yeah.
talks to mom, she talks to me about everything they tell her, they teach her, and just the steps that they go through. And I'm like, man, they didn't have that when I got sober, and
Me
that's
neither.
No.
that's big. Those
Drug
judges are
court
super cool.
started about the time that you got sober, but it was like it was taboo for drugs were still a felony, right? Now they're not, they're a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
But it has grown over the last 25 years into what I think is really special if you take the opportunity to take it, because you're getting drug tested regularly. Do you have to call a number like 3 days or every night? Mine was every night.
Yeah.
Yours every night?
Monday through Friday.
And what? Say what's up?
No, we had to call a number, and if my probation officer would read a couple numbers. Everybody had a number, so I had a number, and if my number was called, I had to be down at her office to drug test the
Oh.
next day.
Wow.
Is that how you had to
So now it'll say if you have to go in or not. There's no numbers. There's no color.
Color was
Wait, you just have to call,
I have to call.
and they'll just be
do.
like, yes, you have to go down to so and so.
Mm-hmm.
And you've now been sober for how long?
2 years, 3 months.
Incredible. How long have you been in the program? In the drug court or the opportunity program?
2 years. Yeah.
So you got sober before you got there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do they make you go to like AA meetings, or do you do any of that outside? Oh, they do.
4
Oh.
meetings a week.
It's fantastic.
And you got to take a court
Test-
card with you.
Oh yeah.
You got to get it signed.
That ain't no
You got to
problem.
turn it into your
I
PO.
used to do that too. Wait, I was gonna say something. Oh. being able to be here and like see his drug court judge come on the podcast, and because he got retired, and obviously then now he can actually publicly speak about, you know, his time as a judge and doing the drug court. What I think is like really amazing, and I'm sure that you've experienced like good and bad. It's just like in any industry, any field, you're gonna have good and bad eggs, right? But I think what's also important is like seeing someone like a judge that has essentially power over an individual, right? But ultimately they're supposed to serve too. Like they're in a position to serve, and to be just, and to abide by the law. But seeing Judge Anderson and just the love in his eyes, and just like the way that he embodied, you know, especially seeing Chad and seeing how far he's gone, and it gives you hope into our system too, where like there's a lot of brokenness, especially now, I think, in our system. But then seeing individuals like that, it reminds me of like really how we're supposed to be in as humans. It's like Judge Anderson didn't see Chad as the individual that's lost per se, even though he was at the time. But it's like the humanity in somebody would see there's good in there, and you never lose hope in trying to bring them back, you know, where it's like that's what Jesus did, is that he always like, you always go after the ones that are lost to bring them back, and when they come back you celebrate them. So like him coming on the podcast, it was like celebratory, like my God, my child is back, you know, where I think that's what is lacking in just humanity and all around, like from even court system to so many things. Is like we lose where we get so caught up in the outside of like making bad decisions. But it's like a lot of people just need a little glimmer of hope to hold on, so that they can come back to where we're supposed to be, which is essentially like where he's at today. So like being able to see kind of that trajectory, or like, and it obviously was over a span of a lot of years, and like Chad obviously had to do the work in the program to get to like where he is today. But I really loved it because it showcased how beautiful like the soul of Judge Anderson was, because he really got to see these people that are usually cast away in our society, like forgotten about or dismissed, or like lost hope, never gonna get it. They're just like a mess, and it's like, no, they're a mess at the moment, but you need somebody to have a little bit of empathy and compassion to bring them on back, and then you get to see it, you know.
Absolutely. Well said.
That's the cool thing too about like when I have to go to court.
Sure.
I there's other people in the program, and I get to see them grow.
Sure.
And like just like hearing the judge's suggestions too is really cool. Like someone just got married in the program.
Wow.
And he's like my age, and the judge was like, "Oh, you guys should get couples therapy." And like it doesn't have to be like you guys don't have to have problems. Like bad problems to have to go through couples therapy. Everyone has problems. Like there's gonna be financial problems. There's gonna be like these kinds of problems. And I was like, that's so cool. I never like thought about that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's really nice just like seeing like I know he cares. And yeah, I mean I've been to therapy before too, like a long time ago, but when I started, when I joined the court program, that's when I got like consistent therapy, and it was because like it was like mandatory, you know. But I love it. Like, it's,
do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go. I don't remember what it was. I think it was once a week in the beginning, and then as you get further down the program, it lessens a bit. But there was we had a group therapy once a week. I want to say every Tuesday night when I was in. Do you guys have the group therapy thing?
I think other people do it, because I've heard other people talk about like ask if they're gonna go to like a certain group, but I haven't.
You don't have to?
No.
Nice.
You know, when she started the drug court and she was already like a year sober, I would ask her here and there. I was like, Nodia, what do you think about AA? She's like, eh. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, you hear anything you like or what? And she's like, eh. I don't know. I'm sober. And I was like, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about 6 months ago, in one of our phone calls, she said, Dad, I really love AA. I really love AA. And I'll tell you what, that day, I was like, I can die now. I mean, honestly, I think if she loves AA and, even if she got just a year glimpse of good, then that's it. I thought my work here is done. I mean, as long as she's okay and she knows where to go whenever she needs help. And I know AA has been here for me since I got sober, and it's going to be here for her and her kids,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
I said, then I'm good. And I'll tell you, as a dad, those are the best words I've ever heard, is her saying, you know what, you said I love AA, actually.
I do love it.
I mean, I love Narcotics Anonymous, man. I love the 12 steps. I try to,
Yeah.
I keep it, because I love the Alcoholics Anonymous big book. It's like I read the big book, and there's so much good information in there just about like my disease that I have, because the disease is the same whether I go to Narcotics Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous. It's not there's not two diseases. There's not alcoholism and drug addiction. If you have alcoholism, you're addicted to alcohol. That's all it is, right? I'm addicted. Meth is my drug of choice. Meth and benzodiazepines. But I have the disease, man. It's a dis-ease, right? I just even still today, after working steps and having God and all these wonderful things in my life, I don't feel okay 100% of the time. I have many spouts throughout the day, or I have days where like my disease is in full force, and I look in the mirror, because I had this thing before. I had this thing before I even picked up.
Right.
Before I touched a drink or a drug, I didn't feel comfortable in my skin. Otherwise, I wouldn't have picked up a drink or a drug. But I remember, like, when I love it, like, hearing people explain their first time, like when you were talking about doing cocaine for your first time, and I could see this, like, a smile on you. I mean, it's sick.
It's sick. I know. I go there too.
It's fucking.
I remember mine.
It's sick.
It's crazy.
That we smile about this.
Light up like a Christmas tree.
People don't understand. Like, normal people don't understand that when I did meth when I snorted my first line of meth, for the first time in my life, I felt okay. Like, I was like, I have what I thought was, this is how everybody else in the world feels.
Yeah. That's for sure.
That's how I felt. I was like, oh my God.
This is what I'm missing.
This is the part that's missing from me.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was the big lie. And that lie kept me going for 12, 13, 14 years. And then I took a long break, and then I came back to it for another, 4 or 5, as I was telling you out front. It's like, this disease is alive and well. And I'm glad that you can now say that you love AA.
Especially young, because you're young and you're getting it right now.
I mean, I'll tell you, Alcoholics Anonymous in Orange County is phenomenal, and they have a thing called Ikipa, which is for young people.
Oh yeah.
Like, there are
young people meetings.
Right
out here is
and
pretty
it's
good.
huge. And like, embrace it. I don't know if you have a sponsor, if you've worked the steps, or where you're at, but like, the steps changed my life. Like, the steps taught me how to be able to live with myself, and without the use of drugs. And then the traditions are a beautiful thing. A lot of people stop at the steps, but I had a really good sponsor who took him through the 12 traditions as well. And the 12 traditions had taught me how to live with everybody else.
Right.
Because I just with the steps alone, I was still kind of a dick. You know, like I still wanted to control the situations, or people weren't acting the way I wanted them to act. But then I realized after working the traditions that that's another 12 set of spiritual principles that I gained, because every step of Alcoholics Anonymous is a spiritual principle, right? We get the spiritual step. One is the principle of surrender, and then from on and on and on. And then you get a whole nother set of spiritual principles inside of the 12 traditions. There's the 12 concepts as well, which you can get another 12. I have not worked those, so I'm not going to talk about them. But the 12 traditions taught me to live with everybody else.
Yeah.
And like, I hope you embrace it, because like the disease doesn't go away.
No.
Yeah.
It's
It never
there
goes
forever.
away.
I think that's the hardest part, because you got sober at 23, right?
22.
Okay, so
Oh, wait. No, yeah, 23.
Okay, so I would have, if I stayed with it. I would have.
I walked into the rooms at 22.
I walked in
Wow.
at 22, got sober at 23. I had a little bit of time, went back out because I just thought that I had it together, and I just
Graduated.
I thought I graduated that program. It's like, I'm ready. But what I think is like so amazing is that you are young, and it is a lot to swallow and a lot to grasp. But ultimately, like the big book, it really teaches us like our substance and drug use and stuff. That just was our solution. We're the problem. I'm the problem. So it really teaches like how to kind of peel back that onion that we try to hide and try to avoid, and kind of get to the nitty gritty of like what truly is within us and bothering us so on such a higher level that we want to. I mean, clearly you have, I have never heard of somebody having like a severe physical allergy. You wound up for you saying like that you didn't drink really that often, but when you did, you immediately wound in the hospital. That's like your body, blacked out. That's like your body being like, I'm literally like going to die. I'm allergic. Abort. So it's like, it's awesome that you have this opportunity to do the drug court and really like stay in it, to like essentially force you for a little while until you start to enjoy it. And it sounds like 6 months ago you started to a little bit enjoy it.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah. I feel like I just hopped on that pink cloud.
Sure. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ride it.
But I also took a while to get. I haven't gone through all the steps yet. I'm on step 4 right now.
It's a great one.
But it's taken me a while. I've had to go through a couple of sponsors, but I finally found one that I think that I'm gonna stick to.
That's good too.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what the thing is. It's like, I hear a lot of people sometimes like go into a meeting and they hate it and they whatnot. I used to say that too. My sponsor used to be like, well, are you contributing to the meeting? Like, I would just sit back and like a little brat in the back of the corner and judge everybody, or like, I'm not getting anything from this meeting, but what am I doing? Am I contributing? Am I saying hello to the newcomer? Am I sharing any experience, strength, and hope? Or am I just being a jerk in the back and like mad that I'm there?
Yeah.
Is usually what was happening. But it's also like, we live in South Orange County. I mean, and I'm only saying this for myself too, because I still, like, to my sponsor, try to get excuses. But I have no excuse not to go to a meeting. I lived in Texas, and there was not nearly the amount of meetings that we have. We have a meeting every hour on the hour that we can like grab to, and there's gonna be really great meetings that you like really love and that you can see yourself continuously going, and then there's ones that aren't. And so it's like, you just go to the one that you really kind of connect with. And like, same with the sponsor. You want a sponsor that you
Can be honest with.
Mm-hmm.
And has
you're
what you
comfortable with.
and has something that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of people that actually go, I think about that with people that go to church too. There's a lot of people that proclaim that they're Christian, and a lot of people that they say they got sobriety and AA, but I do not want what they have, because they're not living like with the light in them, or like being loving and kind and having a joyful spirit about themselves. I want that. I want the peace, where there's a lot of people that will say that they're all these things and be holier than thou, or very judgmental. I definitely don't want that,
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a responsibility, and it's like, we're really lucky that we have these tools, because we both think, gosh, the world would be actually a lot better place if the general public and normies work the
this
12-step
step.
program.
Yeah.
I've always
Oh,
thought
we
that.
talk
All
about
they have
that
to
all
do
the
is
time.
work
You
the
know?
steps. Like
Yeah.
we wouldn't be in such a
Hateful,
hateful divide between
judgmental, just-
Republicans and Democrats and left leaning and right leaning. It would just be like, oh, we could all be kind. Well, no matter what
Like-
your
Yeah.
that's what I love about the 12 traditions, though. It's like it doesn't matter what your political, like we don't bring politics into an
No.
Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
totally.
Like-
It's like, get out of here with that.
Although I have seen in the last, I'm gonna get honest. Not for me, but
Oh.
I have seen inside of because of social media and Joe Blow, Joe Addict, and Debbie Addict have different political views, and they see each other's political posts, and they don't like each other. But you don't have to like each other.
Yeah, that's the
You
whole
know
point.
that you don't have to like. Don't ever shoot the messenger. If you want what we have, you'll do what we do. And like that goes for any area of your life, not just recovery, but like if you want to be a millionaire, you do what millionaires do.
Right.
If you want to be an entrepreneur, you do what other entrepreneurs do. If you want to be a 9-to-5 worker, which is totally fine and okay, if that's what floats your fancy. Is that how they say it?
Floats your boat.
Huh? Floats your fancy.
I like
That's like
that.
a really
That's a nice one.
old saying. Like I'm
a
talking
nice
like
one.
50s.
I like that
Floats
one.
your fancy. You do what they do.
Yeah.
And it's not like we didn't come up with these slogans in AA. Like
Right.
those weren't just for AA. They're for the world. Like
Yeah.
people, entrepreneurs. You're an entrepreneur. You don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle happens when you're in business, because sometimes in business you're this far away, and so many people quit because they can't handle the pressure, or they think they're running out of money, or something's happening and it's really dark and it's really hard, and they're like, I can't do it.
Right.
It's the same thing that happens in Alcoholics Anonymous. Like
Yeah.
people walk in and they're like, they haven't even actually tried the program yet.
Right.
They walked into one meeting and they're like,
I
I don't
hate
like
this."
these people. It's a bunch of white old
Right.
men that smoke and drink coffee. That's how it used to be.
Right.
Go to a different meeting,
Mm-hmm.
because there's every flavor of meetings
Every
today.
flavor. There's young people.
There's young, there's
women,
there's old, there's women's,
gay,
there's gay,
whatever
there's
you want.
there's LGBTQ meetings.
FLMNT.
What is all that? Wow.
They added some shit to it. I don't know it all, man. So I just
don't know
I
either.
am
I just say the
always
alphabet.
really careful because
I don't know.
Emily,
sorry,
was that
wrong?
inappropriate?
It was?
Bleep it out.
Okay, bleep it out. I didn't mean anything. I don't know all the letters.
But there is a lot.
Don't come for me.
There's
I didn't mean anything by that. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't. I really didn't. I just don't want to. I don't want to. This. Huh?
yeah.
Oh, wait,
plus.
wait, I
You can just
forgot
go
the plus.
plus now. That's all you have to do.
Oh.
LGBTQ plus.
Oh, that's it.
Oh.
You can stop
Perfect.
there.
We'll stop there.
I told you we're a little crazy.
No. Yeah. Love it.
What a nice
Yeah.
treat to have father and daughter. I want to ask you, I just want to ask you one thing. Have you noticed a change in her in the last 2 years?
She's a different person for sure. Different person. Yeah. And I'm lucky that I get to know her, and every time I talk to her, something new and exciting. And yeah, I tell my wife, God, I'm embarrassed to say, but I feel like I'm just getting to know her,
Which that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
The love of my life, my first love.
Yeah. My daughter is my first love. You have a beautiful daughter, man. You're a beautiful young lady. You have this whole your life.
Yeah.
Your whole life in front of you.
I have a question for you now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you've been where you're at today, and going through like even just watching your dad and having this perception of him prior to you and your journey and you being where you are now, do you look at your dad differently, understanding where now you're kind of sitting in the disease yourself and kind of where you're at today?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I'm just like him. And I like am not ashamed of it at all. And I just like I understand. And I think the first time that I like realized that like where he's really coming from, I remember like feeling so bad. Like I cried for months. Like I was like, I can't believe that like this whole time like he was just trying to like help, you know, but he didn't know like how to, and he didn't know how to communicate that to me. But yeah, he was doing like the best that he could. And yeah, and it's just crazy how like now like I can like go to him about anything, and yeah, our relationship is so different.
I think that's what's so beautiful about Alcoholics Anonymous or the drug court program or however people get sobriety in general.
recovery.
Yeah, when you start to like look within yourself, you know, because you could be a dry. I'm talking about people that are trying to do some type of work, whether it's like going to therapy or, you know, doing something where you're kind of like self-reflective
Yeah.
and like looking within yourself to try to grow and try to understand the reasonings or whatever is happening. Is then you get this other perspective and like another form of glasses to look through. And then it brings like from what you both described of your relationship prior to this journey was very, very different to like where you guys are at today. And I think that's what's so beautiful, because it's like that's what it's all about, you know, love and understanding and like this compassion. And then also now you have this like you can go to your dad who I'm sure, you know, I'm pretty sure I could speak on you, like what he wanted all along for you to always come to him. But it's very difficult when you don't feel certain things or you don't think you have a different perspective. And then now today you're like completely different, you know, and you can see that amongst you guys. And that's why I think it's really, really special. And I appreciate you both coming on and being vulnerable and telling your both perspectives of your stories and your journeys, because it's very, very different, but it ultimately led to the same place.
You guys do an amazing job. Thank you for having us. Honestly, I mean,
and everybody, please check out Rafa's Market. I'm gonna go there for sure because lunch was off the hook. I'm actually shocked that I didn't have a siesta and like chill.
What city is the
La Habra is
La Habra?
Yeah, well, that's the main one.
That's the main one.
That's where I'm at, and I'm an open book, by the way. I'm not ashamed of of who
Your
I
past.
am.
Nor should you be.
No.
You got about
No.
God willing, you're about to have 20 years of sobriety. You're sitting next to your oldest beautiful daughter who has 2 years of sobriety herself. You have more than one, right? You have different locations.
Yeah.
And it goes to show what life was and what life can be. And that's that's what life is all about. And that's a beautiful thing.
Do you have the meat in the bucket?
We don't have the meat in the bucket.
What meat in the
What do you mean
bucket?
the meat in the bucket? What is that?
I go down to the market down here, and they got the carne asada in the bucket.
Really?
Yeah, that I can. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You don't know about that?
I gotta
In a
go check it out.
bucket?
Yeah. Oh, maybe you should check it out. You'll have it in your store next, because
Oh yeah.
I mean, your guys is that lunch. Honestly, like I was, and we're not joking. We live so.
Don't.
Don't tell them the truth.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna tell them the truth.
Okay.
We've been looking forward to it since like yesterday.
Oh, that's for a fact.
Yeah, and it was better than I expected. All of it.
Well, we
Yeah.
want to come back, and like I said, I like to contribute, and
Well, how do we get you guys to cater one of our events? That's what. Obviously, we have we'll pay for it because we use.
Support local businesses.
Yep, and all of the money that we get from our the selling of our bags, they're not our bags, but our sponsors' bags. we put back in, and that's how we do those
Or
events.
we also
that
have
we
like
do.
a behind the scenes like Patreon too that is like literally $4.99 that people can see that is just like extra clips, but like we use that money that we put into like our Recover Out Loud so that we can not spend our own money and try to
So the
give
bottom
back to
line
the
is
community.
every dollar that's made on this podcast gets put back into the recovery community.
Really?
which
Yeah.
will then get put back into your
Wow.
guys' pocket once you cater our event.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So no, I'll give you my number and
Okay.
Yeah.
we go from there.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
I love what you guys do, man. Thanks again, and
It's our
it's
pleasure.
big for everybody. You know, everybody that needs help and stuff. And you know, when I've heard the few podcasts that I have heard, I love them. I'm like, man, this stuff wasn't around when I got sober.
Nah.
Right,
wasn't,
right,
you know?
right.
So,
Honestly, we're the first of this style podcast in the recovery space. There's many others now, and it's cool, but we're the OGs,
absolutely.
so it's pretty cool. Anyways, thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
guys
guys.
so much.
Thank you.
Guys.